All right, everybody, we are live, wine, success, and no BS. And it's been a long ride home for me, so cheers.
Yeah, enjoy your drink, Jen. That's a well-earned glass of wine. Jen just walked in the door, you guys, after what, a 3-hour drive?
Yeah, but I took some breaks because I had some people that wanted to get into the boot camp, and so I stopped to handle that.
Oh. So it took 6 hours to get home.
My phone was dying, so I had to find a Starbucks and plug in, and hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, absolutely. You're building an empire. Absolutely. So you guys, tonight we are talking about who your target market is, where to find your target market. You don't want to waste time talking to people about your products or your business opportunity if they're not your target market. If they're not people who are going to be interested in what you have, then you're totally wasting time. So we're going to talk about who your target market is really and where to find them on Facebook and how to communicate with them, what to say and what not to say, because that is critical. You know, sometimes we tend to do what we think we should do. And actually, a lot of times in this industry, it's completely the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have a lot better results if you follow what Jen and I are going to teach tonight. You're going to get a lot more sales into your business and a lot more signups into your business. So we're going to share some golden nuggets so you guys can get better results starting tonight.
Yeah.
There we go.
And the main thing is, I would have to say, when you're having conversations, is you need to be patient. Like, don't become an eager beaver when someone shows the slightest interest in asking you a question and think, oh my gosh, this is the time for me to tell them all about my stuff. So you have to learn to really be patient and be play hard to get almost. Like, you know, I not that I make people work for it, but I want to know that they're actually interested. I'm not in the business of convincing. I tell people that probably on a daily basis. Like, look, I'm not here to convince you. You came to me, I'm telling you what works for me. You do it or not. It's up to you. So, you know, it gets to that point where you have to be patient and you have to learn to listen. Like, your listening skills matter more than anything, more than speaking. And people focus so much on, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. Just listen.
Yeah.
You know what to say.
It's actually, once you learn kind of the formula, it actually makes everything way easier. And I totally agree with you, Jen. When people show the slightest interest, what tends to naturally happen until you know this formula, you start spewing details about your products and your business opportunity. And in this industry, they actually call that throwing up on people. When somebody says, you know, well, what do you do? And you start going, well, I work for XYZ company. And we're in 23 countries and we've been around for 16 years and the owners love us. They come to visit us every 6 months and the comp plan is this. That's actually, you're pushing them away because people go, whoa, too much information. They're actually turned off of hearing all that and you've lost them for good. So I totally agree with you, Jen. You can drop a golden nugget or two. That's kind of what you call leaving an open loop. You can drop a couple golden nuggets like, I'm in health and wellness. And then you ask them a question about something else like, you know, hey, I see we have the same kind of dog. What's your dog's name? And that the fact that you aren't looking desperate makes them even more attracted to what you have. If you act desperate, they're gone. But if you give them the impression, that is posture. If you give them the impression that you kind of don't care if they join you or not, they're going to want to join you even more. Guaranteed.
Absolutely. And you almost want, when you're going to talk to somebody, you want to take a few minutes to just look through their profile and kind of know, like, it's almost like an interview process. You don't want to just hire anybody, you know. It's super funny. I had a few of my girls that I coach they're getting a lot of messages of like those instant spammy messages. And I love those personally because I was that person. And I told them, I said, you have to embrace and help this person. Like, they need help right now. And
they're wearing a Target. They're wearing a Target.
When I said, look, I actually sent a screenshot in the group chat of a text that I used to send to people all the time. And they were hysterical. They were like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. I'm like, I was that person. So you can't rule them out. You have to help them, because they're going to struggle just like I did until they figure out that that's not working. So,
and if they're open to hearing a better way, then great. If they're not there yet, so be it.
Yeah.
It's all you know when they're ready.
And here's another thing too. When people say, oh, someone tried to pitch me, what do I say? You can't pitch a pitcher. FYI. If they're already in sales mode, nothing you say is going to matter.
Yep. Forget it.
I embrace it personally when people are, I let them know, hey, I'm not who you're looking for necessarily, but out of curiosity, like, how does this approach work for you? How's your business going? Like, just start building rapport with them, because you already know they need help. They just need to realize it, right?
So you diplomatically tell them you're not interested. I usually say, thanks for thinking of me, but I am so completely laser focused on what I'm doing right now because my business is absolutely exploding. And then I'll ask them a question, or even, about their business or about something else on their timeline, oh, we have the same dog, whatever kind of thing, right?
Yeah, you could definitely still build rapport with those people. And if you're passively marketing the way that you should be to provide value, they're going to go to your page anyways and see, like, hey, this person can help me.
Absolutely.
Right? They're gonna, people want to connect with people that can help them. And, I was listening to something on the way home, and it was all about email marketing and things like that. But it was all about, thinking with the mindset of how can I help you and what do you need? Like, if you just fill your calendar with things you can help people with, inviting them to wake up calls, sending out free training. If you watched a YouTube video that inspired you, share it with some people and say, hey, this made me think of you. It doesn't always have to be about your business and about trying to get someone into something,
That's so true. And, when you're first starting out and you need money, it's kind of hard not to think about the money.
Yeah.
But people feel it. I'm telling you, people feel it. When you are just after the sale, people feel it and they're gone for good.
Yeah.
If you can stop thinking about the money and start wanting to help people, it's a mind shift. If you can convince yourself, or just really go with that mindset, you're actually going to attract a lot more attention to yourself, and you're going to make a lot more money in the long run. You might miss those 2 sales in your first couple of months, but in the grand scheme of things in your business over the next 20 years, who cares about those 2 sales? You're better off building that foundation and building those relationships of people who know, like, and trust you. And that's going to pay you a lot more money than those couple of sales in the beginning that you begged for.
And here's the thing. Sometimes people are just around for a season, like, if someone, joins me or whatever, and they leave a month later, they were there for a reason. And, I just had someone come back, she was ill and she just got back up and running, so you just never know what's going on in people's lives, that makes them come in or out, but a lot of times those beginning people are what get you to the levels you're looking to achieve. So even though they may not be there the whole time, they were part of helping your success, as well as you probably inspired them along the way as well to take the avenue that they decided to take.
Yep. They're on their journey. You're on your journey. I had somebody else too who had been in before and then just kind of rejoined the community. And she's like, this time I'm doing it. And I have no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind this time she is ready.
Yeah. And sometimes it just takes coming in and out, or, just finding something that makes you mentally click with what it is that you want to do, that, gets you to that next step. So just know that even, you don't want to try to cling on to people. If they're like not into it, don't convince them. Don't try to force it, because honestly, it's going to be more work for you. Like, I know for me, there's times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I want to work with this person. And they actually, like, you'll get to that point where people want to work with you, but you're going to be very choosy about who you spend your time on, because people will, how do I say it? They will want all of your attention in the beginning if they're just really needy and clingy and like wanting everything from you, but they're not willing to put in the effort.
Yeah,
I mean,
forget it.
It's going to suck the life out of you.
It's not fair to your other members. It's not fair to your other teammates if you're spending all your time babying that one person who needs hand holding.
Yeah.
You got to make them understand it's their business. So we should probably go into, you know, who your target market is, because you're not marketing to everybody. If you want to build your business and get more sales, you need to be very clear on who your target market is and where they hang out. So we're also going to talk about that.
And you need to be very clear on who you want to be known for. That's like, I know we did another webinar on branding, so we won't go into that in detail, but you have to get very clear. Even though you're in a company, if you're in health and wellness, if you're in skincare, you're building a brand. So do you want what you're going to be putting out there to be completely centered around whatever niche you're in? Or do you want to just really start branding yourself with a few things that you do, you know?
Yeah. So basically, you know, if you're in health and wellness, for example, Jen and I aren't in health and wellness. It's an example, because it's actually a fairly easy example, because, you know, there's a wide range of stuff to go with health and wellness. But so example, think about who your target market is and where they hang out. You know, you really need to be clear on where they hang out, because you don't want to waste your time marketing, you know, health and wellness to people who are in travel, for example, right? So be very clear on who your target market is. Think about who your ideal customer and your ideal prospect is, and think about where. We're kind of talking about Facebook here, because let's face it, everybody markets on Facebook. So where does your ideal prospect or customer hang out? Again, if we're talking health and wellness, they are going to hang out in health and wellness groups on Facebook. There are a ton. So that is a great place for you to go in and make friends with people. Don't jump into business, make friends. The first connection should be making a friend, and that's it. Unless they talk about business, that's kind of a different situation. If they bring up business, by all means, I'll go into business if they're ready to jump in and talk about business. But if they're not talking business, don't even go there. You need to build rapport, trust, and credibility before you can talk about business. So where does your target market hang out? What Facebook groups do they hang out in? Right? You can go in there. There are also company pages. You know, if you're in health and wellness, for example, there's Isogenics and whatever, Juice Plus, all those pages, all those companies have pages. You can go in there and hang out and just create friends, you know, make friends with people. And then as the relationship grows, you get to know each other. You find out if they're struggling. Maybe they've had an issue with their upline and they just cannot not deal with their upline anymore. Maybe their compensation plan has changed. I know of a couple companies in the last month who have changed their compensation plans, and the people are not happy.
Yeah.
You know, crap happens, shit happens. So if you're there, if you've been present, they're going to think of you, right? Yeah. So go out there.
There's also forums. You can go to different forums outside of social media. Think about with your niche too, you know, what social media platforms would people be hanging out on? You know, are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? You know, Pinterest is great for, you know, skincare, cosmetics, a lot of women. I don't know a ton of men that hang out on Pinterest. So, but if you're in a heavily filled niche that caters to women, Pinterest is great. You know, just finding thinking and really asking yourself the questions of, when people are looking for what I have, where are they going? And kind of creating an avatar, of who, the majority of the time, I know we've mentioned that, the avatar you're looking for is most likely a lot like you. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're in health and wellness groups, company groups, all that, Jen said forums, that's a really good one. If you're in travel, there are travel groups on Facebook. Oh my God, there's so many different groups on Facebook. There's also, and there's also networking groups on Facebook, right? Where people actually will gather together just to network and not pitch each other kind of thing. So you form relationships. You don't pitch them, but you form relationships. And, the conversation eventually always rolls around to business anyway.
Yeah.
So that's when you start talking about business. But then there are also other big network marketers pages. Ray Higdon, Robert Kiyosaki,
Jessica
all the big people. You can go to their pages, get involved in conversations, and then make friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Start paying attention to, I go into groups sometimes where you can't really post your stuff so much, but it's an interactive group of networkers. Start paying attention to their problems because they share them in there. They do. They really do go in there and they're very vulnerable and they need help and you can't go in and necessarily just say, oh, click on my link here. But you could give some advice. If you have value, share that value and make it known to people. Don't just put oh, that's awesome comment. Put something that has some meaning behind it to where people go, wow, I really appreciate your feedback on that comment. And they actually come to connect with you and want to see what it is that you're doing.
Absolutely.
You're just, a lot of times you're kind of fishing. You're just putting out bait to where you just see who wants to bite on it. You're not looking for everybody. You're looking for the people that want to work with you.
Yep. It's definitely strategy. Marketing is strategy and psychology. It's a lot more strategy than sales. Absolutely. So basically you want to go and hang out wherever your target market is, whether that be, network marketers or health and wellness, anything like that. You just want to hang out in the same place and create as many relationships as you possibly can, because those relationships are going to pay you big time in the future. Not necessarily overnight. You might get a couple, new business partners in the first month or whatever, but that's the kind of thing. It takes a while and you really do have to be patient. You're planting seeds. Don't expect to sign 100 people up in your first month. If you have that kind of expectation, don't even bother in this industry because it's not going to happen. Some people do sign up 100 people a month, but they've also been marketing for probably 10 years, when they do that. So you've got to be patient.
There's a great audio that I listened to recently, Jim Rohn, The Law of Averages. And you don't want to think of people as a number, but you have to understand how the law of average, it's like science. There's no way to fight it. If you look at, and one of the examples he gives is, you can have a 300 in baseball and make $4 million a year, but that means you're striking out 7 out of 10 times. You only have to hit the ball 3 times to make $4 million a year in baseball. That's why you don't have to bat 1,000.
Yeah.
You have to, if you're a network marketer that can only sign up 1 out of 10 people, and then you want to go and have a 30-day contest with someone who can sign up 9 out of 10 people, in a 30-day contest, you'll win because if you talk to 100, you'll get 10. If they talk to 10, they only get 9.
Yeah.
So
I'm just... Jay Marr's asking for the link. Well, can't really give it to you right now, buddy. But yeah, Ray Higdon was saying the best closers in the world close 30%.
Yeah, that's when you but the thing is you have to start by just doing it. You have to go out there and have conversation. Don't feel like you have to know everything that you need to say. It's better if you listen first, really, really listen to what people are struggling with you know, and I have had a lot of people lately coming to me with their actual conversations and saying, okay, now can I give them the link? No, because you have no clue what their struggle is. Why are you giving them a link to anything? You need to learn to be patient. Don't be an eager beaver. Just wait until you ask the right questions.
Yeah.
And then you can, like, once you know if this is really going to be a fit for them or not, you can advise them of that. So
that is so true. You absolutely have to ask the questions to know what to offer them, because if you offer them the wrong thing, you're not going to get the sale, right? It's not going to interest them. You've offered the wrong thing and you have wasted that effort.
yeah.
And you may have lost them for good, because they're going, wait a minute, I didn't want that, what you were offering me. That's not what I need. And you've turned them off for good. So you absolutely have to be patient, ask enough questions to know exactly what they need, and then you offer that, whether it be your products, whether it be your business opportunity, whatever it may be. You have to know what they need before you offer anything, or you've lost the sale for good, most likely. So it's all about the questions.
You never want to really get to a point where you're saying, hey, I never get to the point where I say, hey, if I show you this, would you take a look at it? That tells me you don't really know if they even need it. So
It's a line too.
I know that's a big network marketing thing. Like, hey, if I show you, would you be open to looking at it?
It's a pickup line.
If you already know their struggle, you would already know that they want to look at what you're about to send them. So just ask a few more questions.
Yeah.
And you don't have to ask that cliche question.
I hate those cliche. They remind me of pickup lines in a bar.
Yeah.
Right? You know, they're rolling their eyes. When I hear things like that, I roll my eyes. You know, they're rolling their eyes and you've lost them. Don't give them a reason to roll their eyes. They're going to be much more open to what you have if you're not already causing them to roll their eyes. Don't even go there. I hate all these stupid lines. I mean, they're going to work on some people, on new people who haven't heard those lines yet. And they might work some of the time because these are new people in the industry, but they're also probably not business builders, right?
And if you're talking to network marketers, you kind of want to hide away from like-minded people. I mean, just talk like you, like talk like yourself. Like, would you ever say like-minded ever?
No, I agree.
So if you could just be authentic and be you, it's so even in your email marketing, like I think we should do a whole class on that at some point, but you should really just talk like your own language. Just be yourself. Don't be weird. People can sense weird. And
exactly.
So
they're waiting for the pitch.
And when people are super excited about, and they're like, you know, on the Kool-Aid per se, like they're just so gung-ho about their business, I kind of mirror that energy with them. And I'm like, that's freaking rad. Like, tell me, you know, what are you doing that is having you so fired up? I want to know. And how are you marketing? And, oh, wow, you must have a huge email list. Well, no, I don't have that. Oh, well, I'm sure. What's your blog? I'd love to check out your blog. Do you have a personal website? Nope, don't have that either. Okay, well, you know, are you using any type of, you know, how are you generating your leads? Are you capturing any? What capture page creator are you using? No, I don't have a capture page creator. It's like now they're realizing, like, shoot, I don't have this stuff. Like,
I might be missing a few elements.
It's not going as well as they're telling me it is to begin with. So now I'm opening up their eyes. You know, you can't tell someone that they're struggling. You have to make them see it. And even if they know it and they don't want to tell you, by asking questions, they will become more vulnerable. And
you are the one asking the questions.
Yeah.
That means you are the one in control of the conversation. You are the authority figure in that conversation when you are the one asking the questions. And when you are prospecting, you need to be the one in control of the conversation. The minute they start asking all the questions and you start answering all these questions, you've lost the argument.
But the majority of the time, the conversation will just end because they won't ask. They're just giving you these short little answers. And you have to find a way to keep that conversation going. If you really feel like that's a potential person you want to work with, you know, and always walk away from a conversation, just leaving them with something like a token, like, hey, here's a free, you know, whether you're giving away a free sample or whether you're giving, you know, inviting them to come onto your newsletter. I mean, this is why it's so important. We talk a lot about having the right tools if you're trying to build your business online, because really network marketing is awesome. Awesome. Love it. You know, it's great, but it's not set up in a way that it's really optimizing you to build an empire online. It's really not. They give you the product and say, here, you know, go sell this. But it's network marketing. You need to learn how to network, especially on social media, and you don't need to learn how to market. But as far as like the extended training you get is, hey, build a list of all your friends and family. Let's go talk to them.
It's crap.
And then it's like you're kind of left high and dry after that. It's like, okay, well, I've talked to all them. Now what do I do? Well, now you got to go talk to some strangers. Well, how do I do that? Yeah, you got to go figure that part out. We already gave you the product. So
how many people do you know who are making at least 6 figures who have just done their MLM company training? I don't know a single one.
Yeah.
I don't know a single one. Just doing your MLM company training, unfortunately, will keep you broke. I mean, the fact is, MLM companies, they're product producers. They're not marketers. They rely on the reps to do the marketing for them. It saves them millions of dollars when the reps do the marketing for them. So they are quite happy with you promoting their company name and the products all over social media, right? Because you're doing their job for them. Unfortunately, that is what keeps reps broke, because that is not the way you make money in the industry. So what we're teaching you guys on how to connect with people, how to find people, how to connect, and how to actually talk to them so that you start getting the sales and the signups. This is the kind of stuff that the companies don't really teach. This is what you need to be doing. You need to have leverage. You know, you've got to know how to network, know how to market, and you've got to have things to leverage.
Yeah.
You want to make good money in this industry? Oh my God, you need to have things to leverage. That's what Jen and I do. Just for anybody who's not, you know, working with us, we have all these things that our people that we've created and we do that gives our people leverage. They get to use what we have created and it explodes their businesses because they get to leverage what we have. And I'm telling you, leverage is huge.
And the tools that we use and the training that we have has really allowed us to go out there and create that stuff for our people. There's even more stuff we have going on that our people don't even know about yet. So it's really allowing us to break open more doors, and more doors open during this process when you can wrap your head around the idea that I need to brand myself, I need to learn how to communicate, and I need to, honestly, you need to have more than one stream of income. In this industry, you never want to rely on just having your company's income.
It's just not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Companies close their doors every day. You know, as I was saying, all these companies who just changed their comp plan, oh my God, people who are making a bit of money in that company, suddenly it's actually become impossible. I'm thinking of one company in particular. I was chatting with somebody and they changed their comp plan. It's now pretty much impossible for people to make money. So these poor people are screwed if they have been branding the company. If they've been promoting the company name and the products, they're screwed. Had they been promoting themselves and branding themselves, they'd be fine. they would be absolutely fine because they could simply choose another company. And guess what? Had they been branding themselves, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people in that company who are also unhappy would join them. That is the power of personal branding. That is the power of putting out value. And they'd be laughing. It might, you know, they might make a little less money for a couple of weeks, but they would be just fine.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, when you see a bigger picture for yourself, I think a lot of times maybe you haven't really decided. Maybe you haven't really made the decision to really commit to what it is that you're doing. Like maybe you're going through the motions of chatting with people, and you know, it's easy to do that. It's easy to go through the motions and talk to people, but I see it all the time with people asking me questions. It's like, well, how do I say this? And how do I say that? When you really understand what you have, like the value of what you're offering to someone, it's not something you have to think about or how to, it's not something you need to try to explain to somebody, because you just full on, like my whole body radiates with belief over what it is I'm talking about.
Tell me about it.
So if you don't have that feeling, you know, maybe you're not in the company you need to be with, or maybe you haven't found something you're really that passionate about that makes sense for you to promote. Because if you're just going through the motions, but you're not really, people sense that energy.
Yeah.
They won't believe you. If you don't believe it, they won't believe you, and that's going to keep you broke too.
Yeah.
So for me, and honestly, I mean, Aaron and I, you know, we talk about that all the time. It's like really wanting to be a part of a network marketing company that we really believe in and we're passionate about. And if you can't find that thing, you got to find the thing that's going to ignite you, you know?
Well, there's so many other avenues. There isn't just in online marketing, there isn't just MLM.
No.
There are so many avenues. And when you get the skill sets under your belt, there are a million ways to make money in this industry. It's Jen and I, we almost go crazy going back and forth like, oh, I've got another idea. We can make a bunch of money doing this. And it's insane. You know, you can have an MLM, but you can add to it as well. There's so many other avenues: affiliate marketing, coaching, producing products, all kinds of things. But I just wanted to go back the whole question thing. When you're talking to prospects, because I get asked this all the time, you know, what do you say? So this is something you guys have to know. We were talking about asking questions, right? So when you find out what they need, this is when you go in with your products. Or I just totally lost my train of thought there. That might be my drink talking, but
cheers. I'll drink to that.
Oh, I had something really good there.
It'll be fun. And we should open for questions too, by the way. Like if you guys have questions, you can, I don't know, message one of us.
Yep. Send us a message, you guys. Private PM us, and we will answer questions. But so basically, when you're talking to a potential customer or a prospect, you find out what they need and you lead with that. But again, you don't spew out all the details. If they are looking to earn extra money, if you find out they are looking to earn extra money, find out why they need to be earning extra money. Find out if it's because they have a kid they want to put through college. Find out if it's because they need to pay for an old folks home for grandma to get her the hell out of their house.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, find out why they need the money, because they hate their job and it's killing them.
Yeah.
Because their answers are what are going to give you influence to get them to join you. So you find out, you get their answers, and you use that when you present your solution. If you have nothing, that is leverage. Knowing what they need and why they need it is leverage. If you don't have that leverage, you're going to be making crap up, you know, well, you can make extra money so you can buy a new car. Well, if you don't, if they don't need a new car, it means nothing to them, right? Gone right over their head, and you've wasted your breath. So you need to know what they need, why they need it, and that is how you frame your offer, whether it be your products or your business opportunity. You find out that they need to lose weight. Say you're in weight loss or health and wellness or whatever. You find out they need to lose weight, but ask them why they want to lose the weight. Whether it be because they feel like hell, or they feel they look like hell, or they have no energy, or it's killing their knees. Find out why, because then when you offer your weight loss shake or whatever the hell it may be, you can frame it with that. Well, this is our best product because it's going to accelerate weight loss. So that's when you throw their words back at them, so that you will have more energy, so that you will feel better about how you look, so that your knees will feel better, whatever it may be. When you can use their reasons when you present your offer, I'm telling you, you've got the sale or the sign up like way more often than if you're just spewing out crap you think they should hear.
And another very underused thing that you can do in that situation is tell a story. If they are in a position and you know of a story in your mind of somebody that's been in that same situation and they benefited from your product, share that story. Say, you know what? Maybe you can relate to it. I always say that, I can totally relate to that. When people tell me, oh, I can't afford this or that's too much money, I could say, I used to think that same thing. I used to be that person that couldn't afford something. But you know what I realized? I realized I couldn't afford not to do it, because where I was because of my mentality of not being able to afford to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm able to share a story and let them know, hey, I used to feel that way. And just make it relatable to where that you either can resonate with them, or you can share a story of somebody else that isn't able to, that they would relate to with that story that you're sharing. So Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk is the book I would recommend. I really highly recommend you all get very good at storytelling. I used to hate sharing my story. And then I had to in front of my entire company I'm with now, because I became member of the month. And they're like, we need your story. And I'm like, shoot, I'm going to tell the world my story. Okay. And I really learned you know why I didn't tell it? Is because I thought it wasn't a very good one. But it turns out that it's actually pretty good. I had a lot of people that, related to it and that have been in the position I was in. And so now I embrace it. You just have to find that way to embrace your story and incorporate it into your casual conversation.
Storytelling is a major and very powerful part of marketing. If you are not utilizing storytelling, you're missing a big piece to the puzzle. And I hear you, Jen, because once I heard that, I went, I don't have a story. Well, hell, it turns out I do, because everybody else is using my story.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I guess I have a story. But I've got a really good question here from Erin, and she's talking about if you've got somebody who's come into your business opportunity or whatever it is, and they're thinking of leaving, possibly because they haven't had results yet, best way to keep them in, get them results.
Yep.
As a leader or a sponsor, it is in your best interest to get people some results as fast as possible. Erin, get them generating some leads. Show them how to generate leads before they leave, and they're going to stick. Absolutely. Or give them, hey, if they're thinking about leaving, how about you offer a free 20-minute coaching session?
Yeah.
Offer them something to help them stick around so that they've been in long enough to get some leads. Show them how to get leads. Offer them a few minutes of free coaching.
You also have to read that situation, because if if they're not getting results, but you've been telling them for 6 months exactly what they need to do, but they just refuse to do it, then
you got to let them go.
gotta let them go. There's not much you can do. I mean,
That's pre-qualifying.
yeah, you can't spoon feed and you can't hold hands the whole time. At some point, you got to let them spread their wings and fly. So if they're not willing to do that,
yeah,
you just got to let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if you haven't had the results, say, like, as I was saying, generate leads, show them how to generate leads. Even if you haven't generated a lot of leads on yourself, it doesn't matter. You know how to generate leads, especially if you are leveraging the system that Jen and I leverage that has absolutely exploded our business. You know how to generate leads. Even if you haven't generated a lot of your own, you know how they can generate leads. So show them how to do that. You've got to instill some hope. You've got to give them a sense of hope, project them into the future with the results that they could possibly have, and you're going to stick longer. Also, use somebody else's story. Use somebody else's story. I know a lot of people will use my story. If that's going to help somebody, stick with the business so that they can better their own life, use it. Leverage whatever it takes to help that person, because them quitting on themselves is not going to help their future. You helping them stay in something where they are going to, make some money, grow a business, become financially free. If that's going to help them, do whatever it takes to help them. Absolutely. Good. I'm glad that helped. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, feel free to keep asking us questions. Yeah. Just shoot me or Erin a message.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you have any more questions, this is cool because they're popping up on my screen. I just realized that.
Yeah.
That absolutely rocks. Any questions, you guys? Seriously, ask us. We're happy to answer them, because Jen and I still know, especially me, because I'm so new in this industry. I remember, like, these questions are all questions I asked myself, I mean, I'm still so new. When is the right time to talk to them? Every day? Oh, as a leader. So this is going into talking about what your duties are as a leader. Basically, I think it's a really good idea to set boundaries with people in the beginning. You kind of need to let them know that you have a getting started guide and they need to do it because it is their own duty to do the getting started guide. So I like to list things out for people to do and then set up a coaching call with them. And then I will tell you what to do next. You get this stuff under your belt, and then we will do a bit of a coaching session and I will give you the next steps to follow. You've got to set the boundaries from day one, because if they are expecting you to hold their hand every single day, if they're messaging you 20, 30, 40 times a day, oh my God, either you're going to kill them or, these are people who are going to end up quitting anyway. You've got to remind people sometimes that it's their business. They are a business owner. They need to act like one.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't kindergarten. You cannot grow their business for them. They need to do it. As a leader, you're a guide or a cruise director, right? As Diane would say,
Yeah,
you're a cruise director. You're pointing them in the direction. They ask you where something is, point them in the direction. Or say it's in your back office. Instead of answering the question, they're going to get the point that you are not going to answer every single question when it's there. I have said to people before that, okay, so I should stop what I'm doing to answer your question, even though it's in your back office. Had you familiarized yourself with your back office, you would know where this information is. You need to familiarize yourself with your own back office and get the getting started guide done. You know, if somebody refuses to do the getting started guide, whether it be your MLM, whatever, then, you know, this is somebody who's going to need some tough love. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't baby. And, you know, that's one thing that we were able to learn coming into what it is that we do because of who we're mentored by. So it's really, it's tough love is what it is. It's not to say we don't want to help, but we're here to help, not only help you find results and success, we're here to build your leadership skills.
Yep.
And we can't do that if we're constantly doing it for you. And quite honestly, Aaron and I didn't really have what we put together for our people. So,
it all out on my own. I mean,
yeah, we had to figure a lot of it out on our own. And yeah, we have, you know, we're part of a great group, and there was some great getting started stuff in there, but you have to learn to carry the weight of your business on your back because it's your business. Yes. So, not to say, you know, Aaron and I, luckily, you know, we kind of fell into collaborating together, and, you know, we've bumped into a few other people that we're going to be collaborating with. So it's just, you find the right people come into your life at the right time. You just got to be paying attention, and those people will be able to help you along on your journey. And you don't have to always just rely on your upline or that one person that brought you in. You know, you can go out there and be resourceful, and we really teach people how to be resourceful and how to treat your business as if you already have 100,000 people in it, because one day you might, and you don't want to be stuck doing admin work and showing people how to, you know, log into their back office and how to email support if they're not sure how to figure it out. Or you just have to, like, really, you know, posture up as a leader and let them know, you know, point them in the right direction.
Absolutely. As a leader, that's what you have to do. You have to help them become self-reliant. You're not helping your people. Even if you had all the time in the world, you know, if you had 150 hours a day and you had the time to do everything for your people, you are not helping them in the long run, because you're enabling them. You are enabling them. They are never going to become successful business owners if you do everything for them. But to answer your question there, Aaron, when you have somebody new, do whatever it takes to get them some results. You know, if you can get them generating leads, do whatever it takes to get them a taste of things, because it's going to inspire them to continue, which is going to enable them to change their own lives. So get them results. Absolutely.
Yep. And yeah, profit mode's the best. If you can help them flip whatever investment they just made, which that usually isn't hard to do, because it's not like it's a brick and mortar here. You're, you know, maybe spending a few $100, but they're getting product on hand. Use that product, you know, to go to, instead of annoying your friends and family with joining and letting them know you started a business, have them become trial customers and say, hey, I don't need you to join my business. I don't even need you to be a customer, but I am looking for testimonials. Can you just be a trial customer? And that's a hot market approach that Lisa Grossman, who has built her downline into the millions, by the way. So I think this works. That's what she advocates, is that you want to get that initial investment flipped, because not only does it create a result, it creates belief.
Yeah. And you've got to create belief in your people. That is also another, you know, characteristic of a true leader. You know, you are empowered, and if you are able to empower other people, it's a necessity.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, it all boils down to, you know, there are the undeniable human needs. You know, if you can fulfill these undeniable human needs in people, you're going to help the hell out of them, but you're going to retain people as well and grow a team a lot faster. So we should do that. We should do that one time, Jen, a whole webinar on leadership, because a lot of people don't understand. You know, some leaders are born, they're born leaders. It's a personality type. Being a leader is a personality type. All leaders are alphas. They just are. You can become an alpha though. Some people are born alpha personalities. A lot of people are born betas, and then
not born an alpha.
I would say I'm almost alpha or pre-alpha maybe, but I've become very alpha because I stepped into a leadership role.
Exactly.
So you can go from beta to alpha, but it's going to be a process.
Yeah.
It's easier for a pre-alpha to go alpha, obviously.
It comes from being mentored by an alpha. You know, when you follow leaders that are alphas, you learn to mirror their posture. Like my posture and my approach really changed just studying other alphas. Really listening to their responses and the way that they talk and the way that they you know, really just kind of put out their, you know, their style of how they lead, you know. It's really important that you focus on not just paying attention to what they're saying and the value they're giving, but their posture behind it and their approach, and you know, don't and still be yourself. Like you know, I'm not Erin, and I'm not Lisa. I'm me, but I take on some of that posture in my own style, you know?
I think for me, what caused me to become more alpha and step into a role of a leader is getting results. Because when you start getting results, it's incredibly empowering. And when you start putting out value and people start responding and thanking you for the value you've been putting out and how it's helped them, that is incredibly empowering. So when all these elements come together, the results, the responses, your attitude, your desire to become a leader and become more alpha and change your life, all these elements come together and you step into the role of a leader and you step into that alpha personality. And that is a very powerful place to be. Remember, Brian asked me a while ago, you know, how I felt. How are you feeling, by the way? I think it was just after I went L4. And my response was, if I felt any more like Superwoman, I'd jump off my roof. Did I feel like that when I first walked into the industry? Hell no.
No, you gain confidence. You gain a confidence as people start paying attention to what you're doing, but you have to be okay with people not noticing at all in the beginning. In the beginning, they don't pay attention. They're not looking at you. They're not liking your stuff. They're not commenting on your stuff. They don't even realize you did a video. And you have to be okay with that, because it's, gosh, I heard Nadia today talking about popcorn, and she was saying that, you know, when you put popcorn in the microwave, you know, you'll hear like one little pop and then like another little pop, but like nothing happens for like the first minute, you know, or minute or two, right? But then all of a sudden, like one little one and another little one, then all of a sudden it's like a little more, and like then all this popcorn, right? Building your business is like making popcorn, kids.
That's a fantastic analogy.
I know, I heard that. I was like, that's a good one.
Well, I was saying on the webinar the other night, Brian was asking me what's one of the big things I struggled with in the beginning. And it was basically comparing myself to others, because working with Lisa, you know, and she was signing up 1 to 3 new members into her business every single day. And I'm going, what the hell is wrong with me? I can't get 1 sign up a week. And then I realized it was stupid to compare myself to her when she's got 25 years of marketing experience on me. I've been in this industry for 4 months. That's completely unfair to myself. But now I'm in the position where I'm signing up 1 to 3 new members every day, because I've put in all the work, you know, over the last year.
Yeah,
So
you have to be
the
okay.
popcorn analogy is perfect. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
I know. I
perfect.
liked that one. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to use that at some point.
Yep.
But yeah, you have to be okay with with the silence. You have to be okay, but you have to be making a lot of noise, even though it's like you feel like you're talking to a brick wall, because that's what I had to do. That's what Aaron had to do.
Yep.
That's what everybody's had to do. In the beginning, you're building your name, you're building your brand, and you just have to go through the motions and do it anyways.
Yep.
Because it's not what, if you need to read the slide edge,
Yep.
read
Read the slight edge. Jeff Olson. Read the slight edge, not just for your business, for your life. I wish I had read that book when I was 10 years old. I'd be having even way more success now had I read that. It's so simple, such a simple concept.
A quick read.
Powerful.
Yeah. So you have to understand that compound effect. It's just like popcorn. It's perfect. So
it builds and 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 woohoo, success.
Yeah. And even when it does build, like Aaron and I still have to work our business. Like we still have to do the same things we were doing when nobody was paying attention. So, a lot of times when I recently rank advanced and people are like, well, how did you do it? Well, I kept doing what I've been always doing. It just started working.
Yeah, exactly. It just started to really pay off.
Yeah. So you have to just be willing to make that noise and be willing to strike out, right? If it only takes, 3 out of 10 to, get that batting average you need to make $4 million a year, be okay with having conversations where you go, well, that one sucked. I guess I won't say that next time. And it's like, you just have to laugh about it. And even now I'll sometimes think, I could have sent her a free training, but whatever, it's fine. You just have to brush it off and know for next time. There's too many people on this planet for you to be stressing about that one conversation.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And that is testing. I remember doing that actually. If I say this, I'm going to say this and see what kind of response I get. Oh, that didn't go so well. Okay, next conversation, I'm going to say this and see how that goes over. Right? So it is testing. You've kind of got to figure, you've got to figure out your own way. What works for you is going to be different for somebody else because you don't have the same personality as the other person. Right? So it's testing what works for you. You have to be genuine and do what feels right because, they're going to pick up on that genuineness. Absolutely.
They totally will.
It's all a process, you guys. My God, you've got to go through the process. If you are not willing to go through this process, then God help you. Keep your day job. Because people who make the money in this industry have an entrepreneurial mindset. And an entrepreneurial mindset understands it's a process. They're able to see the vision 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. If you're not able to envision the results that could happen in the future, if you need to see something today, then you're in the wrong industry. Then you are not an entrepreneur. That means you should keep your day job where you're going to get paid for 8 hours for working 8 hours. Because when you are an entrepreneur and you step into a whole new industry, business, whatever, you spend 8 hours, you're not going to get paid for those 8 hours. But 6 months from now, those 8 hours are going to pay you big money if you have the guts to stick it out.
Yeah. It's so true. I have another person that was asking a question. Well, I think they wanted to ask a question. As far as they asked about Lisa Grossman. If you want to learn more about her hot market approach, I think I did a video on it on my blog, or you can YouTube Lisa Grossman. She probably has some videos on YouTube that talk about her hot market approach.
I was sitting in the hotel in Austin and I was having my coffee. I got the times wrong for one of the trainings. So I was sitting there having coffee and Lisa comes in. She had just been out for a walk, She comes down, she sits right beside me and just starts talking. And we talked for like 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
And I knew who she was. I'm like, this is a woman who does, you know, obviously huge in the industry, does tons of stage speaking, you know, makes $500,000 an hour for stage speaking. And she just plunked her ass down beside me and chatted with me for 2 hours.
Yeah, that doesn't suck.
I mean, she's just a regular person. It was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, everybody is. So it's just a matter of really believing in yourself and writing out your goals. I write out my goals daily because I just want to really have them. I do. It's a whole Grant Cardone thing. He always like stresses, write your goals daily. And I don't write like 100 of them, but I write like my top 5, you know, that I just really, I want those to be in the forefront of my mind all the time. And yeah, like a morning routine. I get up and I'll listen to, you know, a wake up call, or I'll, you know, do like a Bible study or a quiet time or whatever. And yeah, I write down my goals. I write down some things I'm grateful for. I do some affirmations, and it takes me like 5 minutes. It doesn't take that long, but it's just so important to find a way to really keep your goals in the forefront of your mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you'll find as you go through this process, I mean, Aaron and I are setting some pretty freaking wacky goals right now. It's laughable that we're actually trying to set these goals, but it's what we want. That's our goal. That's what we want to do. And so you learn to set those wacky, crazy goals through this process.
You have to. You have to be very clear on everything you want in great detail. You have to have that vision, and you have to think about that vision not just once a day. You think about that vision 5 times a day, because that is what's going to keep you going. When Jen said she writes it down and I said, oh, really? All I meant by that was I don't happen to write it down. They are in here. I think about them in great detail, where I want to be 3 months down the road. I think about it at least 10 times a day. Yeah. I actually, just a tip, I don't know if anyone else does this, maybe this is wacky, but if I'm driving, I actually have particular songs that perpetuate that vision. Mm-hmm. And they help me visualize certain things I want. And it just helps me envision them, which keeps that fire alive. And I'm telling you, when you have such a strong vision and you keep visualizing it every single day, it gives you the fire you need to keep going. It's going to cause 10 times the results. It's going to stop you from having any excuses for yourself, and you will accomplish that goal. You will make that vision become a reality when you envision it several times a day in great detail. I'm telling you, you guys, I never believed in this stuff before. Yeah. I would have said, oh my God, that's such bullshit. Yeah. You know, that's fluff. That's fluff. Oh my God, it's real. It is totally real. Everything I've envisioned like a year ago is happening. Everything. It's all happening.
You do have to put it out there, and you just have to take, you have to take mindless action. I think a lot of times everybody overthinks the process. If you just know how to talk to people and you know that you have a solution you can offer them, just go do that. Like that's all there is find a problem, offer a solution. Find a problem, offer a solution. Always go into a conversation. How can I help you? What do you need? You know, with that mentality of how can I help this person? What do they need? How can I help this person? What do they need? And just really surround yourself with the people that have what you want. I mean, this weekend I'm going to be spending time with our L7 top earners of all time in our company with 10 other people in this intimate setting in a suite in Las Vegas. And yeah, I just had to be.
That's not going to suck.
That's not going to suck. And I knew, you know, I had to make that happen. Like I had to be there. I just knew I had to be there. And when you can surround yourself with those people and really just pay attention to everything that they're doing, how they're doing it, how they're saying it, what are they saying, why are they saying it? Just try to soak it all in. You have to, you have to change. A lot of it's mindset. You have to start changing your mindset. 80% of it is mindset, I would say, honestly. If you don't have the long-term vision, the right mindset to go into whatever activity you're about to do, it's not going to yield you the results you're looking for.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I hope these little golden nuggets help you guys out. Jen and I tend to share things that, you know, took us a while to learn. And, you know, we just kind of share everything, you guys. We just share everything we do in our own businesses and everything we've learned. And, you know, a lot of this stuff is stuff I would have paid absolutely huge money to know when I first came into this industry. So I hope it helps you guys and, you know, apply it into your own business. We're basically shortcutting people. When Jen and I are teaching, we're shortcutting people is what we're doing. So I hope a lot of this stuff helps you guys out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you're currently in a situation where all you have is your network marketing company, which isn't a bad thing, but you're needing the right kind of hand holding and the right kind of guidance to where, you know, it's going to not only give you the tools, give you the training, but also give you the leadership skills that you need. You can check out what we're doing. It's $10. Okay. It's $10 to take a test drive. And just come in and let us show you what is really capable, what you're actually really capable of when you have everything in place that you need. This honestly for me was the missing link for my business. I truly believe it's the missing link for anybody in a network marketing business. And if you're serious about really getting out of a rut that you may be in, or you're just ready for that next step for your business, $10, like, don't go to Starbucks tomorrow. Okay.
Oh yeah. Skip the hamburger or the Starbucks and give yourself the opportunity to change your life. And Jen's absolutely right. You know, sometimes you don't know what you're capable of until you've got the tools and some of the skills under your belt. I never thought I would be capable of this. And this is what jumping on that trial has done for me. I had no idea I'd be capable of this. If you'd told me I'd be doing this a year and a half ago, I would have laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
You know, and you might be in a situation where you've been in this industry and you're not getting the results you came in here to get because there's a missing piece. If you're in marketing, you have to learn to market effectively if you ever want to make money. Otherwise, if you're unwilling to learn how to market effectively, you might as well get out. Or you make the decision to learn to market effectively and make a fantastic living. Because once you've got these skill sets under your belt on how to market online, as Jen and I were talking about earlier, the opportunities to make extra streams of income when you have these skills, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be in this industry, get the skill sets. And this is where to get them. This is where Jen and I have learned how to market. It's where we've gotten all the skill sets. It's what has created unbelievable opportunity for both of us.
Yeah,
So
really for anybody. And we also have a boot camp attached to that right now that we're launching on July 18th, a video marketing boot camp that you will have full access to, as well as our previous boot camp that we did. And it's a no-brainer, really. So again, we're not here to convince you. We're just telling you, don't go to Starbucks tomorrow.
don't go to Starbucks. Change your life instead.
Yeah, and then you can buy the Starbucks you want. So yeah, that's really it, guys. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to us. We really hope to see you on the other side. If you click the link below, you can set up your 10-day trial now. And we'll anybody that does set up their trial, Erin and I do go through a one-on-one and get you set up and, you know, help you kind of come up with a game plan for whatever company you're currently building, so that way you can start getting those next results you're looking to get and start achieving those goals that you're looking to achieve. So yep, we'll see you on the inside.
You basically get our blueprint and we shortcut you. So if you'd like to, you know, do it all on your own and spend 20 years doing it, or get the shortcut version and start getting results as fast as humanly possible, check it out.
you're tired of climbing the stairs and you want to hop in an elevator.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
So you guys are awesome. We totally appreciate you guys being here, and we love giving you the value. If you have any questions, we love getting feedback and questions that you have, because it does allow us to create more content for you as well, through our videos on our blogs and just our little videos that we do on the day-to-day. A lot of times, you know, that's where we get our content from too, is from just people asking us those questions. So feel free to reach out. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Yep. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. Bye for now.
Bye.